Wow, are you kidding me? I don't even know what to say at this point. What's going on, y'all? 5 Sports Talk back at it with another video talking some NBA. And yes, you guys see the title. I know you do. Derrick Rose. I feel like it's like a broken clock now. Out again for the rest of the season. And of course, there's only a handful of games left, like 5 to 7. But the fact that he is out once again, has a torn meniscus. Folks, at this point, it's not a blimp, it's a trend. And if you didn't know that, you know now. You can't deny it any longer. This man is injury prone. But you know what? Before I get into all that, let's just take a step back here and discuss Derrick Rose this season, and how he performed with the Knicks, because everybody knows he's going to be a free agent in July, and so there's a very good chance he's not back with the Knicks. So I have his stats here in front of me: 18 points per game, which is very good for him, because to still average 18 in the NBA is no joke. 4.4 assists a game, 3.8 rebounds, 47% field goal shooting, which is a little bit higher than his career average, but just atrocious 21% from the three-point line. Oh, and the most important stat, he played 64 games. So that's pretty good. 64 games is good. At this point, expecting anything more than that from Derrick Rose is just playing yourself, because 50, 60 games a season is what he will play. But let's discuss his future. So this is a 6 to 8 week recovery for Derrick Rose with his torn meniscus, and this is actually the fourth injury to his knee that he suffered since 2012. So everyone remembers the torn ACL in his left knee in 2012 against the Sixers in the NBA playoffs, when the Bulls were primed to be probably in the NBA Finals that year. They were that good. They were the #1 seed. And then he tore his medial meniscus in his right knee in 2013, and then again the same knee in 2015. And now finally with a torn meniscus in his left knee. So it hasn't just been one knee, it's been both now. He's had multiple tears in both knees, so that's 4 procedures. Cost over 4 seasons basically of recovery time. So this one is actually not that bad in terms of recovery time, because like I said, it's 6 to 8 weeks. And when he becomes a free agent, though, the question is, what team is willing to throw anything guaranteed at Derrick Rose? I'm just talking about even for himself, what he feels like is a respectable contract, because even in a market like this, when money is getting thrown around left and right, and role players seem to be getting, 8 to 10 to 12 million a year, the biggest thing with Derrick Rose is just availability. Your best ability is availability. And for Rose, if he is not able to show teams that he can be healthy, and clearly, even though he did play 64 games, again, we have this injury now, teams are going to take a cautious approach. So what I see for Derrick Rose is, do I still think he can play in this league? Yes, absolutely. I think he is still better than a fringe NBA player at this point, if you will. I think that's over exaggerating, but I don't think he is a starting level point guard in the sense that your team is going to succeed if he's your starter. I think he is best suited as a both on a good team, or coming off the bench, maybe as a backup point guard, or if you are going to play him, maybe shared point guard duties with another point guard. I could see something like that working. But at this point, like I said, the Knicks had a terrible season. Derrick Rose played 64 games. You could see that giving him the starting load of minutes, although the roster around him wasn't that great, I don't know if that was the main idea here, because, like I mentioned, I don't know if Derrick Rose is the answer if you are putting all your marbles in his basket, and he really isn't if he's your full-time starter. So there are a couple teams I'm eyeing here, like teams like Milwaukee, Detroit. So those are teams, Detroit with Reggie Jackson and Ish Smith, and Milwaukee with Dellavedova and Brogdon. They don't have like a for sure starter. Reggie Jackson's fallen off a cliff this year. Brogdon is just a rookie, although he's a promising rookie. Derrick Rose could maybe split minutes with a guy with some of these guys, and potentially start, and then split time, like I said. Then, like I mentioned, with a contender coming off the bench, maybe a team like Utah behind George Hill, who they don't have a lot of depth. They have Dante Exum and Raul Neto and Shelvin Mack, but those guys have not been impressive at all. You could add some scoring off the bench at the point guard position. I think his best asset at this point is as a point guard who can score and give you some energy off the bench. That, I think, is Derrick Rose. I pray he makes a full recovery, and let's see if that actually happens and he's back to the level that we saw this season, but also the level of before. But I think expecting that at this point is just expecting a disappointment. So like I said, the best case scenario for Derrick Rose is what I laid out here, is as coming off the bench or starting and splitting time with another point guard and sort of just going about that. I don't see a lot of teams throwing big money at Derrick Rose. I think he's going to have to prove himself once again, maybe take another 1 or 2 year deal. But again, at this point, he is who he is, and to deny it, it would just be foolish. If it walks like a duck, if it talks like a duck, it's not a damn mongoose, as Stephen A. Smith says. Derrick Rose is injury prone at this point, and any team that signs him is signing up for those injuries. So that is just what I think, folks. What do you think about Derrick Rose and his latest injury and his future in the NBA? I don't see a lot of teams throwing big money at him in terms of long-term guarantees. I think he's going to have to prove himself again. And I have my doubts, but like I said, I'm still rooting for Derrick Rose. I hope he recovers, and I hope he still has a couple good years left in him. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below, and as always, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.